This third example is from Charity Water's annual benefit, and this kind of speaks to the idea of using fresh technology wherever you can to kind of get people, to surprise them, again, to kind of shock them out of that event fatigue or donor fatigue, and give them something to talk about. So this is just such a fun but very serious fundraising tool. Charity Water at this event gave every guest a wristband, and the wristband was RFID enabled, and there was an on-site call for donations at the event, so guests could physically, this is sort of gamification as well, I guess, but they could physically move to designated areas in the event space, and in so doing pledge a given amount to the organization. And so you can imagine that amount that they pledged was recorded by a staffer on site actually scanning the wristband, and that pledge went right up to a live tally, fundraising tally, so that was going on throughout the night. So you can imagine just like the energy, that, and the kind of positive peer pressure, folks are standing over here and, I should go stand over there. And, so that really, not only did it generate an energy, but also $3.1 million, I think, just for that on-site call for donations.
Alice, Doug actually worked on that.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about that?
Well, we've done some work with Charity Water for several years, and we were the first ones actually to develop the ability to push this to the screen. And what's interesting, we did this 3 years ago for the first time with Healthy Child, Healthy World. Some of you may know Judy Levy, a person in LA who does events and so forth. And they increased their giving the first night by 60%. And I think it comes down to, I wish I could say it's because I built such great technology. It's really not that. It's because of what you said. There was this interaction in a way that they'd never had before, which became fun. And I sat next to a gentleman who was at a $20,000 table that he hosted and had it full of his friends. He was so excited he wanted to make another gift just because he could do it through his mobile device. And he donated another $10,000. So we see that a lot of people respond to this, and the only traditional fill out the form that was submitted that night was 2 out of a dinner of 300 people. So this kind of gamification, utilization of technology to have a different way for people to respond is significant.
And I think that all kind of speaks to this idea of novelty, right? So of course technology is always changing. It's like by the time the next event, the last one is already antiquated. So it's not necessarily that the technology that you use at your event to surprise people is something specific. It just must be sort of something different than the last time, and that's what gets people excited and wanting to make that extra, $10,000 donation. And again, it kind of cuts through that clutter of, attendee fatigue, donor fatigue, and that kind of thing. So
can I also say that we had our conference in Chicago last week, and we had the people from Bonnaroo speak, and it changed my view on how this whole engagement thing in social media. It's all about participation. So the people like to participate in their events in different ways. And so this new technology, if it's just there, they're not necessarily going to use it. But if they feel like they're participating in something, and for the greater good, then they want to do it. And it's all about next year. Because these people are now going to say, that was a cool event, I'm going to go buy a ticket next year, and they're going to tell their friends.